You've brought in a collection of quite different things today.
Yeah.
So what is it that joins them all together for you?
Well, my great-grandfather, who's seated in the centre here,
Yeah.
is Subadar Major Bawa Singh. He was in the 23rd Sikh Pioneers. And we actually don't have any of his medals or badges. But a few years ago, down the road from here in the National Archives, I discovered this very photo with a couple of others.
OK.
Eventually, I started to build a collection to the Sikh Pioneers, and I started with the sword that he's holding.
So, obviously, it's not his actual sword.
No.
But you've found one that he would have had, which we can see in the photo. It's the same sword.
Right.
So when I think of a pioneer as a British soldier, they are a unit which in the First World War, for example, would have been the people who built roads and they built the trenches. So what would be the difference between, say, the British soldier pioneer and a Sikh pioneer?
The only difference would be they were also infantry, so they also fought.
So was he ever on the Western Front?
He personally wasn't on the Western Front, but many Sikhs fought in, and other Indian soldiers fought in all theatres of the First World War, from East Africa, the Western Front, Palestine. There were 130,000 Sikhs, and they were split into various expeditionary forces.
We forget that not all of that fighting was done purely by British soldiers or Australians. These lads contributed hugely to the First World War effort, as they did in the Second World War, and we do forget that.
That's right.
So what have we got on the table then, apart from this lovely sword?
We also have a statuette of a Sikh pioneer soldier, and that's quite interesting in the sense it shows him with the axe and the rifle, which is what Sikh pioneer soldiers carried.
OK, so, and what about the kettle?
The kettle is a spirit kettle, and I bought it because I recognised the name. He's in the same regiment as my great-grandfather.
So it has inscription on it here, doesn't it?
That's right. It was presented as a wedding gift to Hugh Rennie in 1910.
You have a different set of items here, but I suppose what I've got from you is that it's all about remembering, really, your great-granddad.
That's it.
And because you don't have anything of his, you've associated these items with him, and you're building up a collection, really, of items to remember him, but also these men.
That's right. Because
they aren't remembered as much as we should do. They are a huge part of what happened in the First World War. And when you go to somewhere like the Menin Gate at Ypres in Belgium, they have the names of the missing. Panels and panels of them are Sikh soldiers. So as a collection, I would say somewhere in the region of £1,200.
Wow. Thank you.
But it's not really about the objects, it's about your great-granddad.
Absolutely.
And thank you for introducing me to him and his fellow soldiers.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.